Hello everyone, I will be giving a brief tutorial on how to use the MIT App Inventor. So right now, to do this screen recording, I'm using the Microsoft Expression Encoder 4 screen capture software. This is a free program that allows you to record up to 10 minutes of the screen recording. It's very simple to use and easy to install. That's what I'm using right now. So to start, I had to download the AI the AI starter program in order to launch the emulator, which I have to use since I do not have an Android phone. So you can see that here. So I'm going to go through the design and how I created this, and then I'm going to show the function, how it works in the emulator. So to start, I added a new screen. The first thing I did was add some labels. So you go into the user interface. This is where you can add buttons, labels, checkboxes, images. So the first thing I did was add some labels for the title and a further description of what the algorithm is. I then added an image, which was very simple to do. You could just drag in the image from the user interface. And then at the bottom, you can upload the file. So I had to first save this file to my computer and then upload it here. Then you could go to properties and select the picture that you want to go with it. Formatting is fairly simple. You can fill parent for the height and the width to fill the image across the screen. So then I added a button here. Most of the things I added were buttons because I wanted the user to click and be able to proceed further into the application. So this is a button. It's very simple. You just drag button over to the screen and could rename the button simply clicking rename. And then the last thing I did was drag in this text to speech. So all you did was bring over text to speech, drag it over, and then it'll just drop to the bottom of the screen. So that's here. Now, if we go into the blocks, that's showing all of the logic behind each of the buttons and labels and what exactly you want them to do and how you want them to work in the app. So the first thing I did was bring in the button that I wanted to program. So this was a button, the click to begin button. Now, these are the different controls that you can program to that button. So this was the one that I used. When this button is clicked, I wanted a message to be spoken. So in order to bring in this text-to-speech, you have to be clicked on the text-to-speech media component. So once you click that, this will then just pop up. So you could drag this in, call text-to-speech. So then it would read. You'd then drag in the text with the empty quotes. You could fill in what you wanted to say. So let's begin is what I wanted to say. Then after it said that, I wanted it to open up the next screen. So then I just went to the controls, open another screen, and then the screen name. So screen 2 was what I wanted it to open to. So let's just see how this works. So if we go to the emulator, you can click
Let's begin.
It did the voice message that I wanted. And now slowly it should, there we go to the next screen. So I noticed that there was definitely a lag. And something that I would like is to see how this actually works in real time with an Android phone, just because it would be more accurate than how it loads here. So as you can see, this next screen opened. Let's go to the designer. So for the next two screens, I followed the same format. So I'm just going to show how I did one of them. So the first thing I did was bring in another label to write the question that I wanted to ask. To enter in the text, you can just go to the text section and write the text that you wanted to display. So it was the initial complaint of chest pain or discomfort. Then I wanted to have an image that would signify if you click the image, you'd be able to hear what this is saying, what it's reading. So in order to do that, you had to bring in a button. So once you bring in the button, you can then add an image to that button. So that's, instead of adding in an image, if you wanted it to be clicked, then you have to make it a button first. So that took me a while to figure out, but I got it. So now it's the image, so the same way that I uploaded it before, upload, and then just set the image that you wanted. I added a yes and no button. I used a canvas to sort of space out the screen. I don't know if there's another way to do that, but that I found that worked. If you brought in the canvas, it would sort of like create the setup that I wanted. Then this is another button. I did the same method of bringing in an image then to take over the button, so I didn't write back. I wanted to use the arrow instead of having the text back. The next thing I did was I changed the background. So if we look at the screen too, we see I have a background image. So this was really easy to do. I didn't want to use like the simple background colors that it came with. So I found an image online of these circuits and I thought it looked cool. So I just uploaded that image and you could see it's just behind everything. So I think it looks pretty cool. So once again, I have the text-to-speech here, and we'll see in a second how that works in the blocks here. So when you click yes, the yes button, it's going to go to the next screen. But when you click no, it's going to read or speak to you. Do not proceed further. The back arrow is going to open up the screen 1, which is the screen before, so it's going to take you back. And then the audio icon is going to speak the message is the initial complaint of chest pain or discomfort, which is what the item was. So let's see how it works. So if we click this.
Is the initial complaint of chest pain or discomfort?
If it's yes, we'll come back to that one. If it's no,
do not proceed further.
So that worked. And then let's see. If it's yes, it should take us to the next screen eventually. Okay. I don't know why it does that, but it seems to freeze. So this is the next screen. The same way as the previous screen has this back button. The other back button should work the same way. So if we look here, this was the screen we were just on. So see if that button worked. And it looks like it's working. And we're back to the beginning.
Let's begin.
So that's pretty much how I set up the application. It was just a couple of screens, but I'm definitely going to add some more. All right, thank you for watching.